What we wanted to do now is set the stage by bringing some residents to the stage to share some perspectives from a very personal point of view. And so now what I'd like to do is invite three people up. Melissa Jones from Forestville, Raina Gonzalez from San Mateo, and Theola Polk from Oakland.
Hi, I'm Melissa Jones. I was asked to share my housing story. I have never shared my housing story before. I have a lot of shame around it. I'm kind of embarrassed about my housing situation. I'm a single mother of a 12-year-old boy. I'm a high school art teacher. I have a master's degree in education. I live in Forestville, which is a rural area of Sonoma County. I live in a basement rental underneath a house. It's substandard, it's not legal. The walls are concrete and it's pretty dark in there. My son and I share a room. He doesn't have his own room and he's 12 and he's starting puberty. So I'm trying to find a 2-bedroom so that he has privacy, or at least a 1-bedroom. And it has been incredibly challenging. Right now he has a curtained off area in the corner of the room, and it's really small. We can't even, it's just really small. We also have, because the walls are concrete, they get a lot of moisture, so there's mildew that I push back with bleach a lot. So I'm always trying to keep the earth from taking over my little, we call it the bomb shelter. But it's really embarrassing. I'm a really hard worker. I am middle class, according to the numbers, but I'm actually part of the working poor, where I work. I paint houses during the summer. I support my child on my own, by myself, and I am barely making it. And I am so passionately outraged by the situation. And I've actually had, for 4 years, I sat in my little basement apartment by myself, feeling so bad about myself. And then I reached out to Davin from the North Bay Organizing Project, and I found solidarity with people. And instead of being embarrassed about my housing, I'm you know what? I think people need to know that even people who are teaching children in the communities are struggling. Even, there's so many people who don't step out and share their stories because they're embarrassed or they're ashamed. My school, we just had to start last month a homeless student group because there's such a severe need and so many students are coming to school without hygiene, basic hygiene, and they're clearly in crisis. So this isn't just about me, this is bigger, and this is about our communities. So I just wanted to share that and my story. Sometimes I can make it really funny, but I didn't really make it funny this time, sorry. So anyways.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Raina González y vengo de San Mateo.
Good morning, my name is Reina Gonzalez and I'm coming from San Mateo.
Soy líder con la organización de Fe en Acción.
I'm a leader with the organization Faith in Action.
Y estamos trabajando sobre el problema de desplazamiento que estamos teniendo todas las familias y en especial yo. Yo también he vivido, como la compañera, esta situación de desalojo. Este sufrimiento, lo que se siente cuando te llegan y te dicen, tienes que irte de aquí.
We've been working on this issue of displacement that many families in our community are facing. And I too am facing this issue. And I'm facing the suffering and the pain that it feels when they come and tell you that you have to leave your home.
He vivido en la ciudad de San Mateo por 12 años. Ahora he tenido que pasar por la separación de la familia. Mi hijo se ha tenido que mover de San Mateo a Manteca. Para mí es algo difícil porque no puedo ver a mis nietas. Solamente si mi hijo viene a traerme a San Mateo, puedo visitarlos.
I have lived in the city of San Mateo for 12 years. What my family's going through is separation. My son just recently moved because of the rent crisis from San Mateo to Manteca. And what's sad for me is that I can't see my family, I can't see my granddaughters unless he drives all the way and comes to visit me.
Y esta situación no solamente la estoy viviendo yo. He visto muchas familias que están pasando por esta misma situación, que han tenido que ser desalojados, han tenido que irse a lugares donde no conocen.
And it's not just me going through this situation. There are many families, I've seen many families receive evictions and have to move to places where they don't know.
Especialmente esta situación está afectando ancianos y niños. Y más que nada a los niños, porque ellos han tenido que moverse también de escuelas, tener que dejar a sus amigos, tener que dejar el lugar donde nacieron. Muchos niños están sufriendo. Nos preguntamos, ¿por qué hay tanta violencia? Porque los niños no quieren irse del lugar donde nacieron.
This is especially impacting seniors and children. Our children are being uprooted and having to move from schools, leave their friends behind.
Estamos buscando justicia, derechos de inquilinos. Estamos buscando una vivienda digna. Estamos buscando que ya no haya más desalojos.
What we are looking for is justice. What we want is tenant rights. We want no more evictions.
No se me hace justo que solamente algunos cuantos, como son los dueños de apartamento, sean los beneficiados. Y no se preocupan o no piensan que ponen en riesgo la salud de nuestras familias, las vidas inclusive. Hemos estado viendo personas que han tenido ataques cardíacos por no poder pagar la renta, por no tener el dinero para poder pagar la renta, no tener dinero para tener que darles de comer a sus hijos.
It is not just that only a few benefit from this crisis and don't think about, like the case of apartment owners, don't think about the health and the stability of our families. Because it is the health. We've seen many people have even heart attacks because they don't have enough money to pay their rent, they don't have enough money to feed their children.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Miss Theola Polk, and I lived in Arkansas. And from there, I moved to California in September of '69. I was in my early 20s, and at that time, Arkansas was still partially segregated. My sister and I, made a habit of going downtown to the department stores that was once all white, now was accepted blacks in, and they had water fountains there. 2 water fountains sitting side by side, identical, the looks, the water, and the taste of the water. So my sister and I made a habit of drinking from both fountains. The only difference in these fountains were signs up over them saying white and colored. So of course we switched these signs. Sometimes we removed them all together. But this upset the Klansmen. So in fear for our lives, we moved from Arkansas to California where we had family. This meant that we was being displaced from the South. And now we run a risk once again of being displaced from our homes. We know that displacement definitely hurts communities of color who are forced from their homes in order to find more affordable housing. We know the history of segregation in our country, and we are seeing now another cycle of segregation, moving people of color particularly blacks, out of the city. I am here to tell my story, but my story is just one of many. There are people in our audience that, like me, have struggled and fought for homes and to stay in California. Now they're all at risk again. Each day, families across the region who have put their whole heart and soul into building neighborhoods and homes have been priced out. So that means these signs are back again. This time, these signs are both saying the same thing, and that's money, okay? And we all know that he that has the most money has the most power and the most influence. So as we continue our day, I would like for you to remember our faces, our stories, and that displacement is happening now. And you, our leaders of this fair city of Oakland, have a duty to listen and do all within your power to help stop displacement. Thank you.
So please join me in thanking all three of them for sharing their story with us this morning.